There are not many people on this planet that Donald Trump actually trusts. But two of the men that he does in fact trust no matter what are his own pollsters, Tony Fabrizio and Bob Ward. And those two men, according to recent reports, have been warning not just Donald Trump, but also Republicans in the House and Senate that the public hates every single thing that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is doing. His attack on vaccines is not widely accepted. In fact, it is the opposite. It is widely rejected by a majority of people in all political parties. And if you keep going down this path, if you keep following this gravelly voiced Pied Piper, he is in fact going to lead you off a cliff. That is what Donald Trump's own pollsters have been telling him. Two of the only people on the planet that he trusts. And they're saying, this guy is tanking your administration. And here's the thing, they're not wrong. Now, there's lots of things tanking Trump's administration. Don't get me wrong on that. He is underwater on literally every single issue. His approval rating is in the toilet. But on the issue of vaccines, this is one that's actually uniting both Republicans and, of course, the Democrats. Even though, as of the last round of polling, which at this point is about a month old, I guess, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. actually has the highest approval rating of everybody throughout the Trump administration because he's only 5 points underwater with his approval rating. Majority of folks still hate him, but that's still better than anyone else in the administration. I imagine if you took that poll today, numbers might be a little different. But here's where this particular story gets a little more interesting. We all know that Kennedy appeared in front of that Senate committee last week, the Senate Finance Committee, and got his ass handed to him by both Republicans and Democrats. He looked like a complete incompetent dumbass. He's not a smart guy in terms of medicine. He doesn't know anything he's talking about. He makes stuff up. And he resorts to these, accusations attacking the messenger rather than answering real questions because he's incapable of answering real questions. He's lied for over a decade about vaccines, and now it's catching up to him to a point where he can't lie anymore. He'll keep lying, don't get me wrong. It's just fewer and fewer people are believing it. But this warning from the pollsters actually came before that disastrous Senate hearing. So before he even went out there and publicly humiliated himself, the pollsters were already sending out the warnings that this guy's toxic. And I'm willing to bet that their message only became louder after that hearing last Thursday. But what happened is that these two men, again, Tony Fabrizio and Bob Ward, Donald Trump's personal pollsters, they actually met with congressional Republicans and told them this. Our recent national survey of voters shows that there is a broad unity across party lines supporting vaccines such as measles, MMR, shingles, tetanus, diphtheria, and pertussis, and hepatitis B. The results were in line with what numerous other surveys have shown. A majority of the public, including both Democrats and Republicans, remain broadly supportive of requiring that children be vaccinated against preventable diseases to attend school. Which, of course, flies in the face of what Florida has done, which says, nah, you don't have to get your kids vaccinated to send them to school. And I saw a great video, I actually shared it on my Instagram account, that talked about the fact that in Florida, if you want to board your dog has to have all their vaccines. You got to be up to date on rabies, kennel cough, all of that. So dog vaccines are totally good and safe, but people vaccines, no, those are allegedly dangerous and will hurt you, so we have to ban that. It makes no sense because it doesn't make sense, because there's nothing wrong with the human vaccines. People are revolting against this. They are losing support because of this. And it is all being driven inside this administration by Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Now, I've kind of wavered on it and said, maybe Hegseth will be the first to leave. Maybe it's going to be Dan Bongino, who's almost come to tears on Fox News crying about how much he hates his job. But my original guess was that Kennedy was going to be the first to be kicked out of this administration. And with this new information, with Trump's own pollsters in his ear telling him, get rid of this guy because he's friggin' toxic, I'm back on that. Kennedy will be the first to go, and I will be shocked if he makes it to the end of this year. Thanks for watching, everyone. You know, we're inching closer and closer to 1 million subscribers, and we're aiming to hit that goal before the year closes. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thanks for joining us as we head towards this huge milestone.